Want more revenue without services? Add Tressic to your stack to turn conversations into outcomes. See how at Tressic.cloud.
Hey everybody, it's Doug Green and I'm the publisher of Technology Reseller News, and I'm very pleased to have with me today Ariel Reid, Vice President of Customer Experience, GCH Technologies. Ariel, thank you for joining me today.
Hi, Doug. Thank you. Excited to be here.
So the headline is GCH recently launched a modernized US shortcode registry. So we're going to dive right into that, but first of all, what is GCH Technologies?
So GCH Technologies is new-ish to the scene. We've been around for almost 2 years now, but we are by no means strangers to the telecommunications ecosystem. We were founded by two telecom veterans, and our mission is to deliver innovative vendor-neutral platforms that modernize how the wireless ecosystem operates. And we are strategic partners with the CTIA. So what that means is we are having lots of conversations with everyone across the industry, from wireless operators to aggregators, the folks that are helping to connect businesses to consumers, and taking all of those perspectives in so that we can create new and innovative solutions.
So the headline is GCH recently launched a modernized US shortcode registry in partnership with CTIA, as you've been
Mhm.
mentioning. First of all, what is the shortcode registry and what does this launch or relaunch represent?
Yeah, so the shortcode registry has been around for a very long time, almost 25 years at this point. And the
Mm.
registry is sort of it's an unseen backbone inside of messaging to a point, right? So shortcodes, for those that aren't familiar, those 5 and 6 digit phone numbers that you get on your phone that are sometimes sending you coupons, or it's the pins that you can access an account. Those phone numbers, to make sure that the brands using them aren't overlapping and that you have the same brand leveraging that shortcode across AT&T, Verizon, T-Mobile. Um, the way that we do that is through a registry, which is maintained by the CTIA, and GCH is the technology provider that's making the database happen behind the scenes. So we're showing which shortcodes are available for lease, which ones have already been leased, and capturing lots of data about who is responsible for using those codes, so that there is a unified place that our aggregators and our carrier friends can come to see and have that visibility.
So why are shortcodes so important in today's messaging ecosystems?
Yeah, this is what gets me excited about my job. So short codes, and just messaging and in general, right? Think about your email inbox and think about the number of times that you answer your telephone, and then think about the number of unread messages that you have in your text inbox. I'd hazard to guess that you probably have very few unread text messages if you're like me, and if you're not, say you are, Doug. But
Mhm.
I have very few unread text messages, but tons of unread emails and telephone calls I answer sort of sometimes, not other times. So it's one of the last clean, trusted communication channels that we have just as people. And what the registry aims to do is to help continue to protect that channel itself so that it can stay trusted. And short codes are special because they don't look like a telephone number like you and me. When you see that 5 or 6 digit code come up on your phone, you know it's a business that is messaging you. And so it's that trust that makes short codes valuable. And it's also, for businesses, it's the capacity that they have. Short codes enable high volume messages to be sent from a business to a lot of consumers all at the same time, which makes them different from a 10-digit phone number or a toll free number, for example.
So what industry challenges are the modernized registry designed to address?
Yeah, so the challenges that we are seeing is that, um, even though the messaging ecosystem is rapidly evolving, the administrative processes that surround those channels really hasn't. It's fragmented, it's manual, and brands are often faced with this complex set of onboarding requirements that are inconsistent. They take a really long time. And the ecosystem kind of has to preserve two different priorities. We want to make it as easy as possible for brands to access the channel, but we also have to make it hard for bad guys to come in and abuse the channel through fraud and abuse, because we want to make sure that the ecosystem stays. So that's the challenge for GCH to help solve, is to create a registration process that enables legitimate businesses to come in as quickly as possible, while also making sure that we have guardrails in place and processes in place that continue to protect and keep fraudsters out.
So, who benefits from a modernized registry?
Everybody. So, that's again, it's what's cool about the work that we do, is you can really see it in day-to-day life. So brands and enterprises are gaining a clearer and more efficient path to acquire and manage their short codes, launch their campaigns. Wireless providers and messaging providers benefit from having a unified and reliable source of information about short code use and their ownership. And ecosystem participants, our CPaaS providers, aggregators, the folks that are helping to deliver the message, can integrate with a platform that's designed to support and those evolving messaging workflows. One of the biggest changes that we made is all of the APIs that we've developed alongside the registry, so that those that really do want to help automate and build the registry into their own systems can now do so. And we're already starting to see the efficiency gains as part of that process, even in these first 90 days, because this new registry just launched on January 1st. So there, that ability and the modernization and the way that it's architected allows us to really make changes almost in real time alongside the feedback that we're getting directly from our partners.
So, looking ahead, how does this modernization support the future of business messaging?
Yeah, so as messaging is continuing to evolve beyond just the basic SMS experience into interactive and richer communication experiences, businesses, I believe, are going to increasingly start to rely more and more on messaging as a primary channel for engaging with customers. That you can't really argue with that 98% open rate. And once we start to get towards an ecosystem where you really can interact with a brand through that channel, and the conversion rates that we're going to see through that, I think that leveraging messaging for a brand will start to become more and more ubiquitous. And it's platforms like the shortcode registry that need to be adaptable enough to be able to support these new technologies, messaging formats, and the compliance requirements that are going to come alongside them. And the way that we've architected the shortcode registry is creating that flexible foundation to evolve alongside the way that the messaging ecosystem is also evolving. And that's why our partnership with the CTIA and all of the conversations that we're having with industry stakeholders are so important. It's to ensure that the infrastructure supporting that messaging is keeping pace with the innovation that the industry is seeing. And I can't wait to see the pieces that we don't even know about yet, because someone hasn't dreamed them up. But the technology is flexible enough to be able to support them.
So, how does this modernization support the future of business messaging in general?
Yeah, so the assets that are going to be leveraged inside of messaging, I think, are going to become richer. And the businesses that are going to want to expand into messaging, I think, are going to become broader. So right now you see a lot of text, maybe a picture here or there with some links from brands that you immediately recognize because they're on the Fortune 500 list. I think that as messaging continues to grow, what you're going to start to see is businesses creating almost like an app-like experience inside of your messaging client, utilizing more than just video, but being able to use chatbots that are going to interact with you. And with that interaction comes a lot of flexibility and excitement. But also with that interaction comes a lot more risk. And so the value for a fraudster to come in and try to elicit information from you or to try to take information from you becomes a lot, I don't want to say easier, but it allows them to try to infiltrate and becomes more valuable for them. So it means it's really important for us to increase the protections that we have both upfront, so onboarding, making sure that the folks who are coming in are who they say they are, and also creating a trackback path so that when messaging is flowing and those interactions are happening, if they aren't aligning with what was originally sort of declared, we have a mechanism to be able to go backwards and hold folks accountable for the behavior that's happening or shut it down as quickly as possible.
Ariel, I really want to thank you for joining me today. Thank you for giving us an update on this. Where can we learn more about this ongoing story?
Yeah, so usshortcodes.com is the place that everything about the shortcode registry exists. It is managed by the CTIA, and you can go there to log into the platform and access the GCH registry. You can also go there to learn more about shortcodes if it's a mechanism that you're not as familiar with. And then, of course, to learn more about GCH Technologies and the work that we're doing, it is gchtech.com.
Well, I'm looking forward to another update coming soon. Do more of these as we go because this is an ongoing story. But for now, Ariel, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you, Doug.
Make voice valuable again. Tressic turns every call and text into action automatically. Learn more at tressic.cloud.